Hello, everyone, and welcome to Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories. I'm your host, retired NYPD Sergeant Bill Cannon, a 27-year veteran of the NYPD. More and more body cam video of the assassination attempt against former President Trump has been turned in on a Freedom of Information request by all media outlets. And we're seeing just how hectic it was, and yet how the response and the communication was just simply outrageous for something that you would expect much better for the protection of a presidential candidate. And we can hear in some of the videos that I'll show later on the frustration from the Butler Township Police Department in regards to the Secret Service not securing the area well enough and not putting someone on this rooftop that they left unattended. And the frustrations were just simply outrageous. And you could hear them on the body cam audio from responding one in particular, Butler emergency service officer, responding and saying how he told them to put someone on this roof. And then the other thing that we have to question so much is the lack of communication. Why? And I've said this before, why was the Butler Township Police and the Secret Service not on the same radio frequency to be able to get immediate updates on what was going on? Just amateur nonsense, you know? And if they didn't do that, if they didn't have the Butler Township Police and other police agencies that worked this event on July 13th, why didn't they have Secret Service agents working alongside the Butler Township Police so that they could immediately correspond with their sniper team? This is just unacceptable. Absolutely 100% unacceptable for professional protection for a presidential candidate. So, folks, hold on to your hats, hold on to your family, hold on to your relatives, hold on to your drink. You're about to enter true crime from a police perspective. You're about to enter the off-the-cuff zone, the police off-the-cuff zone. There has to be some common sense.
Yes, sir. They have the car stopped at 10th and Ranch by there.
We still don't know who pulled the trigger. You know, as we watched the hearings, as we watched Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle, be just totally eviscerated by Congress with no answers that were acceptable to the members of Congress in a bipartisan fashion that have interviewed her. And of course, she resigning the next day. That's about all she could do. But there is still no answers. And no suitable answers, no acceptable answers. And it's just amazing. Every time we peel another layer of this onion back, it gets uglier and uglier. And this is Fox reporting on this. And every channel that reports on this, it gets worse. It gets even worse. So let me play this right here.
Correspondent Alexis McAdams has been going through all of it. Alexis, what have you found? Hey, Laura. Well, we're taking this brand new look at this new body camera video released by the local police there in Butler, Pennsylvania. And as you just kind of laid out, there's still more questions than answers. Same thing again tonight with these clips that show just how chaotic things were after former President Trump was nearly shot and killed up on stage. One officer was livid in this body camera video, saying he told the Secret Service to secure this rooftop that the suspect fired from, but says the Secret Service just didn't listen.
I told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday. I told them to post guys over here.
So here you can see the moments before the shooting where officers were actually trying to boost each other up with their hands to get up on that rooftop. We had heard about it, but there it is on video. This was 30 seconds before Trump was shot. So these were critical moments. That was when one officer, who was a local cop, said he saw the gunman up on the roof, but saw him point his weapon at him. So he dropped back down to the ground to avoid being shot. Then that gunman opened fire into that crowd. So the communication between law enforcement, or really lack thereof that day, has been a huge part in this investigation. On this body camera video, you can hear two investigators saying they spotted the gunman in the crowd, but lost him anyway.
That bicycle with the backpack on the north side was the gentleman with the flat face that we were looking for earlier. He was creeping people out over Brinkles. He was last seen in the woods by the water tower.
You go, bro? Yeah, I know. I hear you.
We're watching.
I know.
Couldn't find him.
Yeah, couldn't find him, but he was out there right near where Trump was speaking. There will be more congressional hearings. That's the next step here. Local authorities telling me earlier, I talked to the sheriff, Laura. He says they're preparing to be questioned by the feds in the coming days. We'll have to see what comes out of that, Laura.
This is,
You know, all of these congressional hearings, if you watch them before, even for other topics, they're very theatrical, and that's about it. They don't accomplish anything. They really, I don't think they're, well, you know, I think one of the things maybe this accomplished, these congressional and these senatorial hearings, is that these agencies that usually hide behind, this is a continuing investigation and we can't, they knew they couldn't get away with doing that in this time. So the new body camera video that everyone's referring to, you know, it's the moment a police officer climbed up on the roof of a building overlooking the site of the rally for Donald Trump on July 13th and saw the former president's would-be assassin just before the shooting began. And then, of course, the shooter turned towards the officer, pointed the gun at him. He dropped back to the ground. You know, that's what he should have done rather than make himself a target. Other footage from the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, which most TV station obtained through a public records request, shows the local officers lamenting that they told Secret Service to post officers near the building the gunman fired from days earlier. A video from the Butler police officer's body-worn camera shows how the officer was hoisted up by his colleagues onto the roof, quickly dropping down after he sees the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Approximately 40 seconds later, Crooks turned back and fired 8 shots at Trump, who was hit in the ear. Seconds later, a Secret Service sniper shot and killed Crooks. After the encounter, the officer runs around to another side of the building before running to his police car to retrieve a rifle. And the officers talk about it amongst each other. One officer asked where the shooter is, and the officer said he's straight up. Who's got eyes on him? The officer asked. He was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side. Over the radio, a voice says we have 2 civilians tending to them, and later, I need an ambulance in the back. So it's the confusion, the lack of communication is just baffling. It's just baffling in this case. The lack of communication in the protection of a presidential candidate is just not only outrageous, but unacceptable. Totally 100,000% unacceptable. How did this occur? Here's another body-worn video. We're going to show this. And thank God it's being released so that it's transparent.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
This is the Butler police officer who first confronted the gunman moments before he opened fire on former President Trump. The officer's hoisted to the roof, sees the shooter, and falls to the ground.
He was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
He calls out directions and cautions officers racing to the rooftop.
And he's laying down, prone out, book bag next to him.
As more police rush in, guns drawn, the same officer is hoisted up again.
You got me up once, get me up again. Ready? Ready? Yep. All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Once on the roof, it's evident the shooter, Thomas Crooks, is dead.
One in custody, HR building south, rooftop.
Butler County released the footage from police body cameras in response to public records requests from news organizations, including ABC News.
Is that how he got up?
I don't know.
Are you guys committed?
I have no idea.
A Secret Service agent is seen staring at this gray shed, an expandable ladder, as officers vent their frustration.
I told the Secret Service, post guy over here. I told him that at the meeting on Tuesday.
You know, what it showed was a sort of an outdoor cabinet. And then on top of that cabinet was a pallet that was put the long way so it could be used as a ladder. That was there. That is possibly how Thomas Crooks got onto that roof. So as they do the walkthrough, this investigation is like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's just unbelievable. These are things that when the Secret Service director and the now acting Secret Service director, Director Rowe, he had no answers. So we're getting these answers from the body-worn video from the Butler Township Police Department.
How a gunman made it to a rooftop 400 feet from the former president, leaving the officers bewildered.
I'd say this is a.
Sorry, not sure which gas company.
You know, it doesn't seem that it doesn't seem there's any answers for this. There's absolutely no excuses, no answers. How do you give answers for something that is just, you know, a total screw up? You can use harsher words than that, but this is an actually total screw up. And no matter which news station shows this report, it's just horrific to watch. It's like we used to call it Keystone Cops. It's actually like Keystone Cops. And it's inexcusable that a professional protective agency was this incompetent. Just unbelievable to think that. This is from Reuters.
Get them out of here! Get them out! Yo, you put all puppies down. Next, bro. Need a ladder.
A lot of confusion. The officers trying to get up on the roof.
Oh, so you're going up.
Investigation.
You're going up. You're going up.
Orders on the back.
Thanks, bro. Yep.
I believe we're going to investigation here. Thanks for everything. Keep them coming. All right.
Again, the officers going up on the roof, and I think this is post shots. The shots have already been fired. And the Secret Service sniper took out Thomas Crooks. They're going up onto the roof to do their investigation.
This building. He was on top of this building. The left one. Ready? Yep. All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
They're hoisting one of their members up on the roof right now. And then they're gonna find Thomas Crooks up on that rooftop. They discover that there's 8 cement shell and that the shooter is in fact deceased. But just you can see the confusion, the incompetence, not by the police, but that no one would cover this situation. The lack of communication. Just totally outrageous, just totally outrageous. Folks, to watch more police off the cuff videos, you can go to this on the screen, www.youtube.com/@policeoffthecuff. And if you want to subscribe to Police Off the Cuff, www.youtube.com/@policeoffthecuff. And you want to subscribe to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/policeoffthecuff, or become a YouTube member. Get access perks, www.youtube.com/channel/UCK. It's all up on the screen there. And again, folks, we appreciate your subscribing and everything you do for this channel. This is Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will keep covering this story as new information comes forward. And I'm Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. Have a great day, everyone.
One episode just ain't enough.